You shot straight, but you shot late. Hi, Lim. This is the Rundown Podcast.
I'm gonna give you the rundown.
We are getting some breaking news right now. ABC News has just confirmed that Sean Diddy Combs was arrested tonight in New York City. Sources say federal agents with Homeland Security investigations took him into custody. The charges are unclear at this time. Combs' attorney telling CNN that we are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. We, of course, are trying to gather more information. There's a lot more to come out of this story, and as soon as we get it, we'll turn it over to you.
Diddy Combs has been arrested in New York City, NBC News reports, citing a person with knowledge of the investigation. He was arrested in the lobby of a hotel, according to a representative. Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, issued a statement to NBC News saying, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Diddy," he said, "is an imperfect person, but is not criminal." To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with this investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Please reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. Diddy's attorney adds, "These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide," and he looks forward to clearing his name in court. E! News has reached out to the music mogul's attorney as well, but has not heard back. Per NBC News, it was not immediately clear what charges the rapper-turned-music mogul was arrested for, but it comes amid a wave of lawsuits filed against him, alleging sexual assault and an ongoing federal investigation. The federal investigation was made public in March when federal agents executed search warrants at his properties in Los Angeles and Miami. A source familiar with the investigation told NBC News in March, "Investigators interviewed several people in relation to allegations of sex trafficking, sexual assault, and the solicitation and distribution of illegal narcotics and firearms." The warrant to search Combs' properties came from the Southern District of New York, NBC News previously reported. On September 9th, Diddy was ordered by a Michigan judge to pay over $100 million to Derek Lee Cardello Smith, who sued the rapper for allegedly drugging and sexually assaulting him in 1997, according to court records viewed by E! News. Following the judgment, Combs' attorney said in a statement to E! News that Cardello Smith is solely looking to defraud the Bad Boys record founder, and stated in part, Mr. Combs looks forward to having this judgment swiftly dismissed.
Breaking news. Sean P. Diddy Combs has been arrested and indicted on federal charges. The disgraced music icon has faced startling allegations for months of rape, sexual assault, physical abuse, gun trafficking, and drug trafficking. On Monday evening, he was indicted by a grand jury in New York. He was taken into custody in Manhattan, where he's been for the last week in anticipation of these charges. Now, the charges haven't been made public just yet. In fact, the indictment was sealed. But according to the New York Times, a person familiar with the prosecution says they believe Diddy faces charges of racketeering and sex trafficking. Diddy's legal team said they were disappointed with the decision to prosecute, but mentioned their client has been cooperative with law enforcement.
Say hey man, it's OG Jucario. Now back at you with another one. And I had to come spin the YouTube block because it seems like the day has come that a lot of people have been waiting for. That's right. Federal agents and Homeland Security have swooped in on Sean P. Diddy Puffy Combs. That's right. They arrested him at a New York City Manhattan hotel, and they took that boy into custody, man. And right now the charges are unclear. They haven't been posted on exactly what he's been, charged with as so far. But of course, that will come out sooner than later. And as of now, what we do know is that, Puffy was being sued by several people over 10 different lawsuits, still pending, right? But as of now, like I said, who knows exactly what Puff Daddy is being charged with. But, we can assume, what I'm talking about? Because we all heard about the things that, that he was into or alleged to be into. Now, Reggie Wright Jr. even predicted that Puffy would be arrested sometime in September of 2024. And I'll be damned. Look, it's September of 2024 and we have an arrest of Diddy, the Diddler, getting swooped in on by the feds and Homeland Security, you guys. He's been taken into custody and the grand jury has indicted this guy, man. That's right. And so, who knows exactly how they put all this together and what's the basis of this arrest so far. But, you know, this is breaking news, man. That boy P. Diddy, the diddler, has been arrested by authorities. And he's been held right now. Now, I imagine they might try to give Puffy a bond. He's a billionaire. I mean, then again, they might not give him a bond, being that he could be a flight risk, having all this money. He could take flight, go to Bali, somewhere where, you know, Russell Simmons is located, and can't be extradited back to the United States for prosecution. So who knows, man? They might try to hold that boy Puffy, considering that he might be a flight risk. You know, now that an indictment and charges are finally here, right? And justice for Tupac. Who killed Tupac? Who killed Tupac? A lot of people were saying that Sean Combs, in fact, put $1 million bag on Tupac and Suge Knight's head. And Tupac murder suspect, Keefe D, who is being held right now in Los Angeles on those murder charges for the iconic rapper Pac, right? He even alleged that Sean Puffy P. Diddy Combs tried to solicit him to, you know, take out Pac and Suge back in the day, right? And, you know, that right there was never confirmed. But what we did come to find out is Gene Deal said he seen a check that was allegedly given to associate of Puff Daddy's from Puff Daddy. This associate named Zip, he ended up passing away a few years ago, right? And it was never basically confirmed by law enforcement that this really happened. So maybe Puffy slipped through the cracks on that one, right? And a lot of people were saying that even Puffy had something to do with the murder of Biggie Smalls, right? And that's real diabolical that he would have his own artist knocked out. But we all know how it goes in this music industry, right? Sacrifices, blood sacrifices have to be made in order for fortune and fame. And maybe that's how allegedly Puffy got his fortune, his billions, and became a billionaire. Now, Puffy is known to be on the bad side of a lot of people. Left a lot of bad tastes in a lot of people's mouth. And I'm pretty sure they're rubbing their hands like Birdman and, you know, smiling like a chess cat and laughing and pointing at Puffy as he's allegedly seeming as if he's finally finna, you know, get locked up forever and they're gonna throw away the key. Who knows? But at this point, you know, a lot of people are feeling like, you know, justice is about to be served and all the wrongdoings and ill will intent that Puff Daddy had against a lot of individuals is finally finna, you know, come to a head, you guys. Now, it was said that Puffy was already in Manhattan awaiting these charges as if he was already anticipating an arrest. And I assume he already had a heads up, because why would he already be in Manhattan, New York a week before, right? Prior to getting arrested by the feds and Homeland Security. And it would seem like to me like, yeah, he had a tip that, hey, they were going to be looking for him. And, you know, his lawyer saying he's cooperating and, you know, he's not trying to run, basically trying to show that he's not a flight risk, right? So this could play in his favor as far as getting a bond, being that, you know, when he got this tip, you know, he went on down to New York, right? And he was at a Manhattan hotel when he was arrested, according to reports, right? You know, basically trying to show good faith. Hey, I'm here. I'm cooperating. Whatever y'all need from me, hey, go ahead and lock me up. You know, at the moment, I'm here to show y'all, look, man, I'm cooperating to the fullest. And maybe, you know, Puffy can try to get him a bond. But at this point, he's locked up from what we're being told. Puffy's lawyers are saying that they're disappointed in the grand jury's role in going forth with the unjust prosecution of their client, Sean P. Diddy Combs. And they're saying, look, he's a music icon, man. You know, a lot of things have been alleged against Puffy, but they're claiming that it's not true. And even Puff said that he's not guilty, right? So we shall see what type of charges, you know, they're gonna put up against Sean P. Diddy Combs in the coming days. And this indictment, will it stand? And at this moment, what we do know is Sean P. Diddy Combs has been federally indicted. And a lot of people are wondering, how is he going to wiggle his way up out of this one? You know, how much money can he pay to get himself out of this predicament? Well, we just have to stay tuned and see, you know, how Puffy is going to handle this whole situation. It's not looking good for the diddler. And even Gene Deal, the ex-bodyguard of Puffy, told us that we should see an arrest of Puffy pretty soon. And now look, seems like Gene Deal and Reggie Wright Jr. were right, and they predicted the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs. So, what was on those alleged freak-off tapes that the feds and Homeland Security confiscated from P. Diddy's mansions? Well, at this point, we're still speculating what it could possibly have been on those tapes, because it was said that Puffy was recording everything, all those wild freak-off parties that he was alleged to be having with different celebrities at his house. So, did the feds finally see something on one of those, or a couple of those freak-off tapes that has Diddy in a headlock right now, right? It has him looking very, very criminal at the moment, to where they had to arrest him, right? Who knows? But we shall see, because those freak-off tapes were the center of attention when everybody found out Puff was allegedly probably blackmailing other celebrities that came to his parties. So y'all keep it locked to OG Jucario TV for the latest in hip-hop, rap, celebrity, and urban news. You're watching the Rundown Podcast. I appreciate everybody for spinning with me. I appreciate all my subscribers for sliding with your boy every time. And say, man, hey man, keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button, and look, turn on post notification so we can slide whenever I get the drop. You already know what it is, man. It's deep in the Buddha, you hear me? And guess what? I'm gone.